he was elbowing me and grabbing me, and he elbowed me in my nuts one time, and the refs weren't calling nothing, so I just said, fuck this, man. You keep elbowing me, we're going to fucking fight.
Yeah.
It was plain and simple. Yeah. Fuck the game, fuck whatever, we're going to fight. And then like I said, it was just, we kept going at it, and then when I did the ball fake, it wasn't even a thought. It just, the shit came, my arms did it. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, I'm going to fake the ball and whoever's face is here. It just happened. You know what I mean? He happened to be guarding me. I faked it at him. But if you look at the clip, I'm looking at the play transpiring. So I don't know if I was going to hit him, how close I was. And then I saw the replay. That shit was like, if it had hair on the ball, it would hit him. I'm like, that's a cold boy right there.
You ever do that like in the playground or in the game before? That was just
when I
would have flinched.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Out of Bounds. I'm Pierce Simpson. I'm joined here by Complex Sports editor Adam Caparel. Adam, how you feeling, man?
My man, doing all right today. How about you?
I'm feeling good, man. Next to Adam Caparel is relationship expert Mr. Gilbert Arenas in the building. Gil, how you got like 7 waves right here.
I know, man. I brushed that side. I just brushed that side.
Okay, I'm with it. You getting there.
You got the KD starter kit.
Special guest in the building who's pulling no punches this morning, Mr. Matt Barnes. Matt,
welcome.
How you feeling, man?
Thank you, man. I'm good. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Listen, it's only fitting that we have you here on Out of Bounds, where we kind of just do our own thing. You were playing a league that pulled no punches, wasn't afraid to tell it how it was.
Right.
As you just called out Gilbert Arenas for saying he had to KD fade right now.
Starter kit.
Starter kit.
Yeah. Starter kit. Now, fellas, as I mentioned earlier, Gilbert, you gave us some Valentine's Day advice on how to operate, and it seems like you might need to be giving Blake Griffin some advice as well, because his former fiancee is suing him for, I guess, spousal support or palimony, if that's the correct term in California. Brent Cameron has 2 children by Blake Griffin. She was his ex-fiancee, filed a palimony lawsuit against the 5-time NBA All-Star. They were on and off for 8 years and have 2 children together. They called off the wedding last year because a week before the nuptials, Blake asked her to sign a prenup. She said no, and they called the wedding off. She claims she did everything for him. In the lawsuit, it says Cameron was not just a mother to Griffin's children and their caregiver. She was also a constant support for Griffin, his personal assistant, meal planner, scheduler, stylist, publicist, party planner, nurse, nutritionist, branding expert, therapist, cheerleader, basketball, fitness consultant, and more.
And she can't get a job if she has all those qualifications?
God, that was like a LinkedIn resume.
Yeah. She
work anywhere.
She's a jack of all trades.
Yeah. Now we have two great people here to talk about this. Are we buying her claims of palimony?
Fuck no. She did the same shit against Matt Liner.
Yes, you mentioned Matt Liner.
She put this shit, she did the same shit. That shit don't work no more.
It don't work anymore?
That was like early 2000s when courts are stupid. Courts don't do that shit no more.
Yeah.
They don't believe in all that it's like, like when somebody want to bring their pet on the plane.
They're emotional?
Yeah, the emotional companion type shit. That's all she sounds like.
Now, D, are you buying?
No, not at all. I mean, Blake was a superstar before her. He'll be a superstar after her. I mean, to me, there's nothing worse than a woman scorned. So when you leave the mother of your children and you're rumored to be with a superstar, the ex is gonna come after you.
Yeah, because she alleged that Griffin was having an affair with Kendall Jenner, who he's in a relationship with now. So
none of that matter. Look, all she's gonna get is child support.
Yeah.
All that extra special shit she thinks she's gonna get, that's not gonna happen.
You put that on her resume and go get a job, like a real job.
Right. And that's how the courts look at it now, because at the end of the day, it's like, it's proof versus words. Her words is this, but the proof is, did y'all have a credit card together? Was y'all house under the same name?
Right.
If not, then he wasn't.
I love when you put on your lawyer hat.
Like, so there's no, he don't have to worry. He's just gonna spit out about $20,000-$30,000 for child support.
Whew,
that seems cheap.
A month?
Huh? Because she's already getting child support from someone else.
Yeah.
So obviously she's not homeless because she's already getting child support from another NFL player.
Yeah, I found the homeless line to be.
It's what lawyers do. You know, it's celebrity lawyers. They try to pull shit like this. But.
Yeah, because you mentioned she has a baby from former first-round pick quarterback Matt Leinart, Heisman. I believe, did he win a Heisman Trophy?
Heisman Trophy winner, yeah.
Yeah, so obviously first-round pick, he has some money coming in, but she got a little messy in the lawsuit where she kind of mentioned Blake Griffin's relationship with CP3. Cameron strengthened Griffin's bond with his teammates and allowed the organization to see a different side of his personality rather than the hard-partying man-child Griffin had been prior to their cohabitation.
Did you say man-child?
Yes.
There's only one man-child in Los Angeles, and that's Shea Cotton. Okay, so you're going to have to name him something else.
You bringing out old names from the early 2000s high school prospects. Is it fair for her to bring up the teammate situation?
No, I mean, that's really, when you confide in someone, you expect them to keep it that way. Like I said, with a woman scoring, there's no telling what's going to come out of her mouth, but she had nothing to do with that relationship. That relationship was crazy from the beginning. I was there. you know, and they butted heads, but they made it work because both of them at the end of the day realized it was about, you know, a bigger process. But she hadn't, man, say about
I'm pretty sure Blake didn't tell her shit. Right. Okay, she's just using the media stuff for her advantage.
Was that supposed to help her get some money?
Yeah, yeah. Like I was there for his emotional and balance. It's an all emotional claim. Like that pays off.
But now Chris got traded and Blake got traded.
It's her lawyer. You know the lawyer, they throw in anything.
But you being around Blake a little bit, you know, the Clippers days, did you ever see any of the relationship kind of affect him, you know, on the court and kind of bring the bullshit?
Her relationship with him, or no? I think guys we're professionals. You know, whatever you got going on in your personal life. I can attest to this. You know, my messy divorces all over the world. We get paid to be men and go out there and do our job. So I never saw that affect Blake at all.
And she kind of accused him, like, you know, being the man child, like letting celebrity go to his head.
You guys use that name.
What?
I just say you can't use that name.
But I'm using her words.
Already given.
I'm using her words.
It's already given. Call him something else, child.
All right, but he was acting all crazy and wilding out. All right, fine. How about that? It's like,
wilding out, child.
Wilding out, Blake Griffin. But she's basically saying that she saw celebrity go to his head. Did you guys ever see, you know, one of your fellow teammates let celebrity really go to their head?
I've never really seen him in Los Angeles.
Blake is so down to earth.
I've never seen him.
Blake is people don't know, Blake is a really cool dude. He comes off kind of different on the TV in this commercial, but Blake is down to earth, you know, talks shit, has fun. He's a regular dude, so.
He's from Oklahoma.
That's what I said. I never actually seen him in Los Angeles, and I live here. Yeah. So, I mean, that's what I said. It's just claims for court to try to boost up the number, but at the end of the day, all she's going to get is child support.
But she tried to paint him as a shallow and bad father. She was quoted also in a lawsuit as saying, Griffin cared more about the glamour of dating a Hollywood celebrity than the day-to-day responsibilities of being a father.
I'm telling you, man, the fact when you leave the mother of your children, I can attest to this, and you date or you allege to be date or mess with a superstar, like the charges are egregious. It's just they'll say anything. You know what I mean? It would be crazy. Like I said, when you're bitter about he left you with the kids and he moved on to a star, and he gets to live a free life and not have to watch the kids up, man, she's mad as fuck.
That's the thing. You leaving with your money and giving it to someone else. So it's like she was the passenger. She was the passenger. Now her ass is a passenger at the bus stop. And she's mad about it.
I mean, she's homeless, yeah.
But maybe, Cap, y'all are both.
She's getting about $8,000 from Matt Line. I'm pretty sure.
How'd you find that number?
Because she was asking for 30. He was giving her 6. They probably met somewhere around 8 to 10.
Scott's putting on his lawyer. But maybe Blake Griffin was onto something. If he wanted her to sign a prenup a week before the wedding, she said no, and all of a sudden she's suing him for palimony.
Come on, man.
Maybe he kind of read the tea leaves, was like, she just wants more money.
I mean, she did it once with one athlete. She did it to the second athlete. She's going to do it again. I mean,
I didn't have a prenup. Fucked up move.
Oof.
So good move, Blake.
Yeah. Get a prenup.
Live and learn. All right. All right. Transitioning from one relationship that's sour to one that's seemingly thriving, the Greek freak put his girl's Valentine's Day gift on blast yesterday on social media. We need to judge whether that is fair or foul. All right, so Giannis Antetokounmpo took to one of the social media platforms yesterday and showed off the amazing setup that his lady had for him for Valentine's Day. Cupcakes, balloons, the whole charade. And then Giannis showed off the specific gift that she got him, which was a sex toy that was a bell and it was ring for blowjobs. Mm-hmm. So fair or foul that Giannis put his girl on blast by showing off the sex toy?
I have a feeling I know where this section's going to go.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say foul because his team is probably watching. It's like, come on, Giannis, you can't put this. Kids are watching. We have sponsors. And I'll let you take the show because I know where this is going to go.
Well, his girlfriend was like, there's kids on here. You can't do that.
Hey.
Don't do that.
Where'd the kids come from?
I know.
How'd the kids get here?
That's all that man's gonna be doing. That's a great gift.
Yeah, the quote on there was Giannis said he could be a freak on the court and on the sheets, not in the sheets, but lost in translation.
I didn't really understand what he was saying. I got the gist of it, but I mean, at the same time, I think people appreciate us and appreciate our stars on their level when you make yourself human. Yeah. You know what I mean? He's gonna have sex. People know that. I mean, like I said, you couldn't really understand what he was saying, so the kids aren't gonna be offended. I just think people, everything you do, you offend someone these days. People are too fucking sensitive.
So is that gonna cost him sponsorships?
No, not by any means. No. It's not gonna. They're not gonna talk about it tomorrow. It's not gonna be a conversation tomorrow.
No Jurgen sponsorship.
I know her jaw gonna be sore.
So that would be your move. So fair.
Oh, man,
fair is what you're saying.
I'll take that shit all everywhere with me.
Okay,
So you're going fair.
I'm
You're
going
saying
fair.
I don't know. I mean, like you're putting your girl on blast like that, like kind of foul. Come on.
Yeah,
I'm going to go foul there.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. But I mean, no comment.
It's the NBA. We all know about each other. We know if they get.
She's not gonna do it. Yeah, she's not gonna do it.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Have y'all ever gotten a Valentine's Day gift kind of similar to what Giannis got yesterday?
No, I got a.
You got an edible arrangement?
I got edible arrangements. That was it.
Valentine's Day is kind of like year round if that's the case for me then, because.
Hey, listen, that's a great answer right there.
Yeah.
I got
Do what you want when you're popping.
Usually it's me trying to.
You took the edible arrangement picture like an IG thotty.
Gil's in here ringing the bell. You want your pussy? I'm ready. I'm ready for you.
Yeah. Shit, don't let me get one of them. Shit, I get all kind of sexual harassment charges throughout the city of Los Angeles.
You was about to say Atlanta, wasn't you? You was about to say another city. I caught you there. You was about to say another city.
They were like, would you like anything else, sir?
You trying to throw somebody off the city.
Don't bring that bell into 24-hour fitness.
Yeah, I be thinking that motherfucker like, ding, ding. You. Let's go.
Now, of course, we talk a lot about NBA fights, and there was a skirmish that went down between Los Angeles Lakers and New Orleans Pelicans last night. Two former members of the Boston Celtics, Rajon Rondo and Isaiah Thomas, they kind of got tied up, and it's kind of hard to explain, but Rondo definitely hit him with the fake elbow where Isaiah Thomas tried to run up on him. And Rondo was quoted as saying, prior to the altercation going down, they seem to have some backlash. This is involving Isaiah Thomas's tribute. What has he done? Rondo asked, told he led the Celtics to the conference finals last year. Oh, that's what we celebrate around here. This is the Boston Celtics. This isn't the Phoenix Suns. So obviously there might have been some animosity for what Rondo said previously. They kind of got into it during the game. What are we thinking about the ejection? Should they have been ejected? No? Yes?
I don't think they should.
The two guys that kind of get technicals all the time.
You technicals all the time. He gets technicals all the time.
I mean, I think this is just, to me, it's not even about them. It's just about the refs again. The refs have always been full of shit. They're too egotistical. They're too quick to throw out technical fouls. They think it's about them. Like when kids wake up in the morning, they say, Mom, I can't wait till after school I can go see these fucking refs kick somebody out the game. They say, like, I want to see LeBron. I want to see KD. I want to see Westbrook. So the refs think it's about them. I mean, guys, all the teas they give, you can't even be passionate about the game anymore. Like, they want you to play flag football out there. You want, touch and talk nice. And we're men. When you got your adrenaline going, you're on a whole nother level. And they continually want to, throw water on the fire.
So how different is the game now compared to when you came to the
NBA? It's a lot softer now. But I think it's the players are different, but I just think it's the way the league is trying to obviously transform. Used to be able to be, Gil can attest, used to be able to be a lot physical, even before us. I mean, you couldn't even hand check, I think, once we got in the league, right?
It was a touchdown.
They kind of got away with that.
You know what I mean? So it's just, I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, as players, I mean, obviously, I think the whole grand scheme of things, the NBA wants a lot of points. They want to see people go up and down, but they don't allow you to play defense no more.
But they don't understand that even when you're softening up the league, that means the players are adapting to the new rules.
Right.
So that means if you can't hand check me and you're hand checking me, I want that foul because that's what you're saying. So just like anything, if I'm the only reason I'm coming to the ref and complaining is because I feel I'm getting fouled. So I feel I'm getting fouled. You're not gonna call it. Now I'm gonna act an ass. Yeah. now you're gonna act an ass and kick me out. Like, how's that fair? Like, I should be able to
show them up though.
You're showing me up when you kick me out. So I should, like if you miss 5 calls, I should be able to go, he's out, get in the ref.
You can't.
Out, get in the ref. Like, you should be able to kick them the fuck out.
They should get like missed call fouls like we get fouls.
Yes.
Like you get 3 or 4 a game and
you're out.
Well, I mean, the NBA has the 2-minute report that they put out.
Fuck all that 2-minute report. It should happen just like it did.
They're going to say, I'm sorry, but I mean, that fucked up call can still cost you a playoff spot.
True.
That's what I said. They should be able to get penalized just like we do in the game. Like if my emotions get the best of me and you're kicking me out for a 2-minute spat, what happens when you've been fucking up for a whole 48 minutes?
Or a whole season.
Because in that same game, Kyle Kuzma got a technical, and then right after
Luke
Kyle Kuzma got
out, right?
Luke Walton got kicked out the game. So obviously,
they was
getting everybody out the game.
Like they had money on the game. Like they had money on the game. You.
Adam put it.
No. They track referee over-unders. I can give you those stats right now if you want.
Like I mean, with IT, like I don't get him at this point. It's like, this is your 6th year, 15.
He's had a tough couple of weeks.
I know, but this is in your 6th year, your 15. Like, brother, for someone who averages 19 for your career, there's something going on.
But the skirmish between him and Rondo, that obviously has to do with the tribute video, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But at the end of the day, you should be on probation with yourself.
What do you mean by that?
Like, you just got traded, like 2 different teams in the last year.
Yeah.
You should be laying low right now.
Yeah, he was on top of the world last year. I mean, it sucked, obviously, what happened with his sister, unfortunately, passing away in the car accident. But, I mean, he was the darling of Boston, was carrying them to levels that they hadn't experienced. And then to come down to dealing with LeBron and the shade he's been throwing at LeBron and just not getting along with them and just how much of a spectacular failure he was in Cleveland. And now in L.A., what he has to do to maybe get a decent deal next year.
But it's not even decent. Like, as soon as you come here, your first, maybe it didn't come from me, but your first thing that comes out your mouth is, I'm not coming off the bench.
Yeah. No, agent said that.
I know, but as I said, it didn't come from
representation at the same time.
But motherfucker, you are coming off the bench when Alonzo gets here. So shut the fuck up. That's gonna happen. Yeah. Like I don't even know why was the point, but now it already shows you're gonna be disgruntled when you do come off the bench. So the Lakers is not gonna sign you next year. I mean, it's already written. It's like, yo, chill, play. So, like, it shows you can't play your role.
All right, but what is his role going forward? Is that a starter on a good team, or is that a bench player?
He has to realize that. I think when he got the trade to Boston or to Cleveland, I mean, as a pro, you got to sit back and realize, okay, I'm coming to this is Cleveland Cavaliers. This is LeBron's team. They've been to the finals. You know, I got to come in, especially because you're hurt, so you get more time to watch and sit back and understand where exactly I can and I can't help this team. Yeah. He had a long time to do that. You know what I mean? So you got to sit back and realize, as a professional, where can they utilize me the most? It's not going to be me coming off the bench or me coming in and scoring 30. Cavs don't need that. You know, obviously. That's why they felt like they kind of moved him on. But to touch on what Gil said, sometimes you just got to sit back and be quiet, man, and just figure it out.
Well, what's IT's legit rep, in the league as a teammate?
It's not. I don't know. I haven't heard much about him as a teammate, but just looking at you, I mean, you're 5'8". You've been bounced right before you get signed. So, he'll play 3 years. Right before that 4th year signing comes, they get rid of him. So he's in one of those situations where he's playing, his numbers are better than what he is. So he's a guy who's 50, 60, 70 million, that 6-man type of money. Yeah. But because of what he's playing, his numbers are showing that he's supermax player. But who wants to pay a supermax guard?
No one's gonna pay him.
I know that, but so instead of me even putting me in that situation, I'm gonna get rid of you, and that's why everyone's getting rid of him. They don't want that number. Nobody wants him for fucking $200 million.
I believe this is his 3rd team in 10 months, maybe. Right.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. He's going to be somewhere else next year.
But
he's going to sign a 1-2 year deal.
A good player. He just, like I said, he just has to figure out what his role is moving forward as not even on this team, just as a whole. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, understand what you're about and what you can bring to a team, and then leave all the talking aside.
But he has to accept this too. Like, you got to in his mind. I know his mind. He's worth max money because he's busting everyone's ass. Yeah. But he has to understand that he has to switch. Like, if I'm a GM, am I going to pay myself this kind of money to be LeBron James, Kevin Durant,
But what good team, after what we saw happen with Cleveland, is going to want to bring him in next year?
I think the Cleveland situation was a little messed up because, one, he came off a tough injury. So when he's coming, but he's doing all the talking, but then he's coming back. Those hip injuries are
He's not fully healthy right now.
He's not healthy to begin with. And then you're thrown in the mix, and then we live in such a social media driven world. Everything he does is going to be on camera. You know what I mean? So these guys are in mid-season form. Gil can attest to this, and he's in less than preseason form, coming off a major injury. Right. So they expected him, the way he was talking, they expected him to come out here and drop 25, 30 every night, but his body wasn't ready. He wasn't in basketball shape. So it took him a little time, and then by the time he was ready to maybe, start playing better, they trade him. So it's just been a tough situation for him. I like Isaiah personally. I think he's very talented, but I think if I can give him any advice, is just kind of sit back and find your role as an individual and figure out where you can come in and let your game do the talking.
1,000%. But who is that team? Who's going to be willing to take a chance on it?
You have to see. I think a team that's not contending for a title obviously give him more money than a team that is going to win.
I hope not.
It'd be one of those
Charlotte's or
Charlotte type of. He can go there. But it's going to be a 1-2 year that no one's going to throw the money he's looking for long. He's not going to sign a 5-year 145.
He's got to rehabilitate his image.
No, it don't matter. No one's going to sign a 5-year 145 for him. That's just not going to happen. So it's like,
I'm calling Chicago. I think.
Yeah, I mean, they'll put him in for a 1 year. They'll do a 1 year deal, 1 year, 2 year deal. No one's going to throw that long money he's looking for. It's not going to happen.
Keeping things in the association, Warriors players are backing their coach, Steve Kerr, because the other night during their game against the Phoenix Suns, he didn't really coach the game during timeouts. He let the team handle that. He had Andre Iguodala drawing up plays, as well as Draymond Green, who was sitting out that game. And Suns players, Jared Dudley, Troy Daniels, and even Paul Pierce echoed that it was a bit disrespectful. KD had this quote that he told Bleacher Report: "Everybody just loves to hate on the Warriors. Whatever we do, they don't want to just say they hate us, so they're going to make up excuses on why they don't like us or why it was disrespectful." Do we think Steve Kerr?
Who said that? Paul Pierce?
Kevin Durant said that to Bleacher Report.
No, I said Paul Pierce complained?
Paul Pierce said it was a bit disrespectful for Steve Kerr to allow the players to coach during their matchup against the Phoenix Suns. Are we buying that? I feel like Paul Pierce is just to talk at this point. What do we think? I thought it was innovative.
No, what I'm saying is I don't remember Eddie Jordan ever calling plays.
Right. It was all y'all?
Yeah, it's like, timeout. Yeah, coaches called timeout plays.
Yeah.
The rest of the game is called from the point guard.
I mean, I think too, with a team like that, playing there and knowing those guys, that's the strength of that team, is they have veteran players that can coach and police themselves, and that's what sets them apart. They hold each other accountable. I mean, their record right now and the way they're playing has nothing to do with what they're going to do in March and April. Like, Cleveland was getting beat by 30 a couple weeks ago, and people don't give a shit about that no more. Now they're going to the final. You know what I mean? They're revamped. So it's just, this is the dog days, getting to All-Star break. There's a few hot times in the NBA when the season starts, Christmas, and then All-Star break. So between Christmas and All-Star break is bullshit. We just want to hurry up and get to All-Star break because we know if we're making, we want to break. You know, some guys got to play in the game.
It's like you said, the dog days.
Exactly. And then March and April is when we know, okay, we're fighting for a spot, we're getting ready, we're getting healthy, we're getting our chemistry down. So it doesn't matter what the Warriors do now. It doesn't matter who coaches them now. You know, Coach Kerr's a great coach, but he's instilled those guys. Those guys know what to do. Like Gil said, if Coach Kerr didn't say nothing the whole night, they would probably call their own timeouts and call their own plays and still win. And if the Phoenix
They make their own subs.
If Phoenix feels is disrespectful, they should have beat them.
Right.
You know, I mean, that's how they didn't have a coach. Beat them.
Yeah.
You know, you had a coach in your team and you still lost.
But that's what I don't like when you're playing in the game. Like if you're watching the game, look how many times the player actually looks at the coach.
Unless you're playing for Stan Van Gundy.
Yeah, true. Unless you're playing for Stan, he's probably the only guy who actually coaches the play. Because I mean, if I see an advantage, is 1-4 flat. Right. I don't give a fuck what Eddie's calling over there. 1-4 flat. Right. Hey, Twan, 4 down. Yeah. 2 down.
and you want players like that. You know what I mean? You don't want someone that's looking to you for advice. You want players that can adjust on the fly and call stuff and see. I mean, if you know Twan is working or Karan is working or you're milking someone, like that's your point guard's job. He's the quarterback out there. He's the extension of the coach on the floor. Yeah. You know what I mean? Draymond is that type of player. Andre Iguodala is that kind of player, even though they're not point guards.
But put yourself in the Suns' shoes.
Beat them. It doesn't matter.
I get that. But if you're in the huddle, and you look on the other side of the huddle, you see Draymond.
The fuck you looking at the other side for? You should be paying attention.
That's why they're losing.
Yeah, pay attention to the stupid ass play your coach called.
That's what I'm saying. If you're mad you should be mad that you didn't win, not that you got. You know what I mean?
The only Suns player that was pissed off about was Jared Dudley.
Yeah,
but everything pisses off Jared Dudley. So.
But I'm just saying, like, why are you looking? Shouldn't your ass be focused on the dumbass? Down screen, up screen, pick and roll, pick. They're about your team is about
on not getting blown up by 40 points.
Have you ever had a moment where like the coach ever motivated y'all? Like, was there a particular thing where a coach ever motivated y'all?
Basketball, you should be motivating yourself.
Yeah.
I remember playoffs when I hit the shot against Kirk Heinrich. Right, coach drew up a hell of a play. I'm sure. I'm sure it was a hell of a play. I was zoned. I saw that they were right here. I'm zoned in at the rim.
Yeah.
Oh, this motherfucker going in. That's all I'm. So he was like, Gil, you got it? Got it, right? I got the play. Andy Pillar gave me the ball.
Yeah.
I seen a whole bunch of shit going that way. So I guess it was a double down screen for Larry because Larry's on fire to come off. As soon as I see him empty out, I realized, boom, my side is open now.
Yeah.
I don't. Sorry, Larry, but listen, it was my time. I visioned the play going in.
This even started back at UCLA for me. Baron Davis used to coach us in the huddles and move Lav to the side. You know what I mean? So when you got players that can do that, you know what I mean, you want those kind of players on your team. So, I mean, for the players to do it in Golden State, I think it just shows their level of IQ. Yeah. And, you know, if Phoenix has a problem, you should have beat them.
Yeah. Listen, Kobe called his own plays.
1,000%.
Kobe subbed himself out.
Subbed himself in?
Wait, what?
Like,
Kobe would just be like, I'm subbing myself in.
Oh, with Mike Brown? What? He wouldn't even look like he would sit at the end of the bench when he felt like it was time to go. He just walked past him.
But as I said, a player knows. You've been, you know, like imagine coming to you on fire and coach calling the play up and it ain't for you. You don't give me that goddamn.
It's for me.
So you gonna go there. You gonna go. 1 foot flat. We all know it. Let's go.
My thing is, if the Suns find that disrespectful, then the Nuggets from last season should really be disrespected when they had Tony Romo suiting up for the Mavericks.
Yeah,
that's disrespectful when you have an NFL player suiting up in the NBA.
I would have fouled the shit out of Tony Romo. You fucking better believe that.
All right, All-Star festivities kick off here in Los Angeles starting tomorrow. I'm going to ask the guys how the NBA can improve All-Star weekend. This is the pull-up. So the All-Star game has been criticized for years because it's basically been a boring piece of shit that they're trying to fix this year with the All-Star draft that egregiously was not televised. So I don't know. You guys have been in and around the game for years. You obviously have watched the game, been around All-Star weekend. The NBA is trying something this year to tweak it and somehow make it more interesting. But what else could the league do to make the weekend, not just the game, but the weekend itself, much more fun, much more entertaining, and much more exciting?
I think the weekend is cool. It's just the game that's fucked up. And I think the draft is a good idea to start, but you got to pay these guys more. You got to think what you're giving. Like, Gil, if you're making a run at the playoffs when Gil was in a constant All-Star with Washington, you're coming to that looking at like, man, I get a couple of days off. I want to chill. You're not going to give it your all because you're going to get hurt when you know you're trying to abide for a title. And for $100,000, these guys are making millions of dollars. So if you want these guys to play harder, make it more of a contest, pay them more money, you're making a shitload of money this weekend. Pay these guys $1 million or even more. You know, make the winning team worth the effort.
So you saying $1 million each or $1 million for the whole squad?
No, $1 million each.
Million each for the winner? Oh, out there.
That's what I'm saying. People are right. People are going to play that. You know, people are going to
So
play
actually get defense.
What? If you pay the winning team $1 million and the losing team, let's say 200?
Yeah.
Oh my
and I don't want to sound like come off the fans like, oh, you guys are already making this money. This is bullshit. But you got to understand what they're risking. You know what I mean? What Steph and KD and LeBron and all these guys that have a chance to win a title, what they're risking for this game. And it's for the fans to be and they understand that. But I'm not risking, if I'm one of those guys, I'm not going to risk a chance at a title just to make people laugh and jump and have
You know what's so funny? It's like people are like, oh, why are we paying them? Okay, if you're Golden State fans and KD, Draymond, and what's the name gets hurt, how mad would you be?
Yeah.
Y'all would be pissed the fuck off. So why would he actually go out there? Why would you even want him to go out there and play hard?
But I remember as a player, I would always be cautious, especially on good teams around All-Star break. You know what I mean? When our best players are going to All-Star break, knowing that we have a chance to win a championship, I'm like, fuck, man, I hope these guys don't get hurt this weekend type thing because, you know, anything can happen. Anything can happen, man. You know what I mean?
Going up for a rebound, anything.
Right. You want these guys to play harder, make it worth it. Plain and simple.
What about any tweaks to like Saturday to the dunk contest?
It's just so funny. I remember my first 2 years I went to the dunk contest with Jason Richardson. I was helping him in it. That shit was fun to me. Yeah. I'm sorry. That shit was fun
to me. But to me, I mean, I never made the All-Star team. It was always a break for me. But I remember, especially as I started having kids, Saturday night was the night I watched. Sometimes I wouldn't even catch the All-Star game. I don't, you know, to me it's a break, you know what I mean? But I just think people are just so dunk. It's hard to come up with a new dunk now.
Yeah.
Everyone's been
Vince
done.
ruined in 2000.
You know, everything's been done.
I mean, there's been way better dunks since Vince.
No, come on.
It's just hard. It's just hard.
That's Zach LaVine.
But what Vince did, the total package.
Totality.
In totality, what Vince did just ruined it.
For at the time.
For the time. I mean, there's been better dunks and harder dunks.
You can make a case.
But it's still unless you do some off the wall, bring in outside talent to compete with the NBA players. Now you have something different because there's professional dunkers out there.
Yeah, that are dope.
There's professional dunkers out there that think I can dunk better than him, which is true because that's all they do. Right. But if you bring an outside tendency that no one knows, now that can probably entice the crowd like, this non-NBA player beat this NBA dunk champ.
That's a good point.
But we know how NBA players are. They have too much pride. They're not going to even.
But that's going to make them. It's going to make them
really
harder.
It's going to make LeBron. LeBron's not going to go in the dunk.
But he didn't have the.
I'm talking about the guys that want. There's a lot of guys that want to be in the dunk contest. You know what I mean? So some guys, LeBron. It was just never for LeBron. You know what I mean? He wasn't a fancy dunk.
Yeah, he's not a fancy dunk.
But I mean, as an NBA player, you know,
like Russ.
Yeah,
Russell. Like he's an in-game dunker.
Yeah. If me and Gil in the dunk contest, you two motherfuckers are like, we're gonna come in and dunk too. Like we're not letting you beat it, or you know, we're gonna try. We're gonna try harder. You know what I mean? Because we know what you guys are coming with, and we don't want some outsider that's not even the NBA beating us.
Because you got to remember, because that's a story.
I can barely.
But think about it. Like if one of these, like was it Frequent Flyer and all these dunk dudes got a chance to dunk in the dunk contest, like you know how they have the celebrity game? Yeah. If they had that in the dunk contest too, let these guys dunk and one of them win it, man, that entices a whole. Now these guys that have no future, in a sense, like, oh, I'm gonna make it to the dunk contest. I'm gonna be practicing all year to be the NBA player.
Yeah, right.
That's excitement.
Then you get crazy innovation with the dunks.
Yeah. Somehow, one way or another, LeVar Ball is going to have his own slam dunk contest and take your idea.
LeVar
That's what's
Ball
going
is
to happen.
funny, man.
That's exactly what's going to happen. That's how that's going to go down.
Evil genius.
I would be curious to see like one-on-one, right? You get some of the top players in the league and just let them play one-on-one. Like who really is like king?
But nobody's going to play that hard. I mean, unless they're not all-stars.
Yeah.
Like, again, nobody wants to. That's something like a Jamal Crawford, Kyrie. That's not a Melo.
So like would a player like
You
Kyrie?
need guys
would
with handles to
dominate?
do that, though.
Huh?
Would a guy like Kyrie dominate that type of competition?
Him or somebody like a Melo.
Yeah.
Melo's a
Like those are one-on-one players. Like if you think you're gonna see like a LeBron or a KD or a Russell, that's.
Yeah, but you see Melo defend LeBron the other night?
But I'm just saying. But I mean, you're not gonna see like if it's one-on-one, you're talking about 1, 2, 3 dribble moves. It's.
Yeah. Hey,
That's what I said. All you're looking at is. I mean, I'm not even Kyrie. His
is a lot.
His is boom, 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 boom. Like he'll waste 3 dribbles right
in the
here.
same spot. I'm like,
That's like a Jamal Crawford.
Be a monster in that.
Can we talk about him traveling sometimes though? Nobody gonna call that Jamal Crawford?
No one's gonna talk about how he draws fouls on the three. He's the all-time 4-point play king.
Yeah.
He will throw his body, his leg, anything.
Probably at this point, James Harden will probably get that.
He's tough.
Yeah, he has one-on-one talent.
And strong.
Yeah, all great players. Fellas, great players, great episode. Matt, we thank you for being a part of Out of Bounds today, brother. Thank you so much. I think this is the first guest we ever had that rock pink, right? This is the first guest we ever had rock pink?
It's not for everybody.
Hey, I'm with it. I'm not mad at it.
And I got to go to court next, so.
You going to court?
Early morning pit stop. Right, you had to wait to make me up. I'm on the way to a court near you. Here we come, baby.
What time I got to be there? All right, I got to stop at Out of Bounds.
When Nate Robinson came, I was in court.
Oh, well, yeah. I'm headed,
You next to head to court.
Hey, I'm trying to straight and narrow. I'm not built for jail.
Stay away from these sack chasers.
For Adam Caparel, Gilbert Arenas, I'm Pierce Simpson. Again, Matt Barnes, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next week. This is Out of Bounds.
Nobody want to be there. People want to be on vacation.
It's really a break.
You guys do.
People don't understand. People don't understand it. Like, it's
Nobody
really
wants to
especially.
He keeps telling me that everyone from Chicago is going to be driving in and sleeping in their cars in the streets.
No, that's fans.
I know the fans. I'm not talking about
I gotta remember, there's a group. It's called the Hose. Everyone know the Hose is coming down for the ballers. Yeah. So everyone drives down because they know they can't get the ballers, so they getting that free action. But the players themselves, they don't want to be there.
It makes it a little bit better. I mean, I'm sure I never was also, but I think it makes it a little bit better in a better city. Yeah. But overall, you want a break, man.